Let's just focus for a moment on the candidates' language and demeanour last night, their body language especially. I'm delighted to say joining me now is Dr. Harry Witchel, Senior Lecturer at the Brighton and Sussex Medical School and body language expert. Dr. Witchel, good morning.
Good morning, Lisa.
Now, it's good to have you back on the line because we spoke last week, didn't we, ahead of sort of the first round of debates, as it were. Time has moved on. So how do you think the candidates performed or indeed improved last night?
You and I previously discussed how Liz Truss might change her body language to look less forced, but instead, Liz Truss has brilliantly changed her strategy by embracing her lack of body language charisma. She said, "I am not slick," as a positive feature to contrast with Rishi Sunak and Boris Johnson. She framed her wooden body language as evidence of her authenticity. If you watched her hands move up and down simultaneously, she looked to me like a puppet with a matchstick connecting her hands together. But she has framed her slow and deliberate movements as genuine, although to my eye, they look like a body language training that has gone wrong, as if she got body language training from Gordon Brown rather than from Margaret Thatcher.
Oh, Harry Witchel, you are pulling no punches this morning, sir. And you're right, because despite her rather wooden approach, as you put it, I think robotic was the word we used last week, it's certainly not harming Liz Truss in the polls either, is it?
No. That's right. I think that the importance of body language, or rather its irrelevance, was addressed by both candidates when it was brought up by the BBC panelists. Liz Truss made mention of the fact that her earrings were from Claire's Accessories, which is a bargain chain and a bit of a joke. But the statement also seems to make her look more genuine. Liz Truss also said that Rishi Sunak was a very well-dressed man and that she wouldn't offer him fashion advice, which is really a backhanded insult. So Liz Truss really dismissed the idea that body language was important. And Rishi Sunak dodged that question, and I agree with them. This contest is not a general election. Instead, it will be decided by registered members of the Conservative Party, so it is more likely to be determined by financial issues than by body language. The Tory party members who will vote are already committed to a set of political positions and feel strongly about them. So whether or not they feel that these candidates are relatable or warm will be less important than the fact that the candidate has enough gravitas to be a plausible prime minister and that the candidate has promised to cut taxes. Rishi Sunak is characterized as raising taxes to a cohort of conservative voters. So this contest is his to lose.
Liz Truss, we've spoken about too when it comes to her voice and the lowering of it. Does it make a candidate appear much more serious, especially when it's a female candidate?
Absolutely. It definitely so. When Liz Truss lowers her voice in the same way that Margaret Thatcher did decades ago, it makes a candidate have more gravitas, more serious, more statesman-like or statesperson-like to appear on the world stage. And Liz she does make a very plausible world leader looking like that. I mean, so does Rishi Sunak, but again, in very different ways. I think that there's more than one way to appear intelligent. In this debate, Rishi Sunak, with his fast-talking, rapid gestures, interruptions, and thinking on his feet, looked much more clever than Liz Truss. But Liz Truss, with her slow speaking and deliberate movements, may have looked more wise.
Goodness, that's interesting. Dr. Harry Witchel, thank you very much indeed for joining us once again live here on LBC News Breakfast. No doubt we will speak again when the debates conclude. Senior Lecturer there at the Brighton and Sussex Medical School and also body language expert.